find the United Ambitions page and go live. I mean, not go live, but share the live.
Okay, all right. Looks like no countdown, so we're just going right into this. All right, so I'm Andy Ranged. I'm here with Malcolm Wood. So I'm not too sure what all Smash has told you about United Ambition, but pretty much we just try to give people starting out with either if they have like their own business or if they're in the music scene, whatever. Try to give
Right.
them some pointers and stuff to help get them started. So Smash kind of just threw me right into this tonight. I'm helping her out. She had something come up. So I know you are Malcolm Wood, but why don't you go ahead and fill in everybody on like who you are, what you do, what's your, business or, band, whatever it is you do. Why don't you go ahead and fill myself along with everyone else in on that?
Well, my name, like you said, is Malcolm Wood, and I have been doing music pretty much on and off all my life. I started off in chorus in middle school, and then I let it go and got into some trouble because I was bullied and had to get put into alternative school. So I didn't really continue doing my music until I got out of school in 2007, and then I ended up starting up with my own band called Strafa. A lot of people try to call it
Okay.
Strafe. I don't know why people wanted to try to call it Strafe, but we're like, it's German for punishment. Like,
Okay.
so everybody's just like Strafe. Like, you go check out that band Strafe. I'm like, yo, can we not say Strafe? Like that's not where we want to go with that. But for the most part, and then I did that band for a little while, tried to join in with some other bands, and then I finally joined into the band Hateful Bones that I'm a part of now, and another side band that I'm doing with some of the other members and a few others from Hateful Bones called Null Effect. As well as I
Okay.
brought in my old singer from Strafa days too. Yeah, we're doing stuff with.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, how long have you been in those two bands that you're currently in?
The two bands that I've been currently in have been going at least 5 years strong.
Okay. Nice. All right. So you said you pretty much started out like your whole musical endeavors through chorus in school.
Yeah, pretty much. But for the longest time, man, the only CDs I had were two bands.
Mhm.
One of them was Lacuna Coil. I can't
Okay.
remember the exact
Nice.
name of it, but it was the one with the big sunflower on the front of the disc.
Okay.
And then it was Seven Dust, the
Very
Animosity
nice.
CD.
Okay.
You know
All
what I'm
right. That's
saying?
what's up.
That's what it was. That's where it was at for me the longest time. He was like one of my biggest influences because for the longest time, you got to think, and the time era that I grew up in, at that part in time, it was like really rare, especially around my town, to see a lot of black dudes into metal
Mhm.
music.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, it's been a long, weird road for me because there's been times where I've been actually went to shows and actually didn't even have an audience from me. Like I come in, set up,
Mhm.
get ready to play. There's a whole group, whole room is filled up, and next thing you know, everybody just slowly, not even slowly, actually kind of abruptly leaves. Like just leaves.
That's
Oh,
rough.
I mean, they wait till as soon as the guitars and stuff start playing and everything, and as soon as I get ready to go take the first vocals, everybody, it's like it was orchestrated. They all ran out the door. So
That's rough.
and then come to find out it was just like because I was black and shit like that or whatever. But it
Uh,
is what it is, man. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care. It was my life. It's what I wanted to do, man. I mean, yeah, I already knew it was kind of weird that, especially for my town and where I'm from, it was not really, the typical thing to see, a lot of black dudes into playing metal music and wanting to go out into being into the metal scene. So sometimes I was looked at as like a poser, you know what I'm saying? And this is really even before I was even singing. Like, I did Strafa, I did a few, shows and stuff like that. We actually played at a place down here called Sedalia Center, the one and only rock and metal fest that they did down here in Big Island. And yeah, we actually became part of the front page uh, of the newspaper for that. And so it's been a very awesome ride. And then now with being in Hateful Bones, it's been even more of a hell of a ride. I mean, been like two festivals. Getting to see Lamb of God and seeing that our name was a part of that festival with Lamb of God, Scott Stepp,
Yeah.
Crazy Town. The list goes on. Texas Hippie Coalition, Everlast, all those guys of all the both of the lists for Blue Ridge Rock Festival, as well as we didn't play with the one, the only Grim Reaper. The
Mhm.
British metal band. We've played a show with those guys. We didn't play a show with Faster Pussycat and Quiet Riot, Mushroom Head.
Uh, got,
We've been shared the stage with quite a few people, and
yeah,
we're an unsigned
you
band.
got a nice little list under your belt there.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a poser by any means. I like when I
Hmm.
say I've been doing this since I was young, I've been doing this since I was young. I mean,
Yeah.
coming from a family where for the most part I was being told to turn my shit down and my brother's shit can stay loud, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
he's listening to rap and R&B and all that stuff and I'm back
Yeah.
there blast beats and shit and
Hmm.
Slayer and fucking Metallica and all that shit, dude. So it's just like yeah, it was a whole totally different experience for me.
Hmm. That's what's up. So, I got kind of a two-parter question for you.
Yeah.
So coming from like the chorus background in school and such, first part, I guess, having that background, what got you into metal, and then I guess kind of before the even what got you into metal, what made you want to go like start out in a chorus, and then what got you into metal like after that or whatever.
Well, this actually answers both parts of your question. All I got
Okay.
to say is one name and one name only. Uh, well, one song and one song only. Cult of Personality. you
Okay.
know, the whole band being a whole black band, and
Mhm.
seeing that I could actually, being that young, and then trying to find people who to be influenced by that you can relate to as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So it was those guys, Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know, a bunch of bands. Actually, it was really an old school band that my great grandfather turned me on to. That was not necessarily for the time that the band came out in, which I highly suggest you go check them out. Which I'm pretty sure you probably heard one of their songs in a movie and just don't know it's them. But it's the
Mhm.
Costas. My favorite song by them is called "Down in Mexico." It's actually the song that the girl lap dances to in Death Proof in
Okay.
that Carter movie. It's actually that song. And I heard that song a long time ago. And yeah, ever since that, it's been pretty much technically when I could understand music, it was, cult of personality. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that song, that initial song, just seeing those guys having multicolored hair and, rocking out on guitars, dude, it was just like, fuck that shit. Cause I can't relate to it. Like, dude, like seriously, I can't relate to most rap. I mean, for the most part, yeah, I grew up listening to Eminem. I mean, but that's because it's Eminem. I
Mhm.
mean, who wouldn't like Eminem? And then I like my R&B. Mostly it was my female vocalists, and like Lauren Hill, Erica Badu, stuff like that. It's people who actually, the Fugees, like people who actually used real instruments and not
Yeah.
pretty much you know, fake beats pretty much.
Yeah. All that
Like, you know what I'm
sample
saying?
shit.
Anybody who actually legitly was on a fucking guitar, drum set, whatever. BB King was one of my favorite influences of being, wanting to be a guitarist other than, the metal people like Dimebag Darrell, like he's my next like number two, right there next to
Mhm.
BB King. Like he's one of the most iconic players that I could know of my generation growing up, and finally getting a chance to hear Domination and 5 Minutes Alone and fucking like I mean, brutal shit for the time that
Yeah.
it came out. You know what I'm saying? It was for me, in growing up in that time, it was just like fuck yeah, and it's brutal. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
loved it. So I mean, it's many influences, but mainly it was Culture Personality. That was the
Okay.
song that got it for me all the way. Other than hearing my lead singer's band, because that band was I was actually a fan of that band before I even became a part of that band. For the longest time, I was in the audience. You know,
Okay.
13, 14 years old. In the audience watching the band, not in the
Hmm.
band.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, so that, and then like I said, then turning around and being turned on to Culture Personality, it sold me.
Mhm.
It was just like, I'm done. It's over. I'm
All right.
done.
Okay. So you, it seems kind of like how you were just saying you were like the 13, 14-year old in the crowd watching. So like, did you get kind of like a later kind of start into music, or like actually like getting
Uh,
into it and performing it, or like,
I mean, I hate to say it like this, but yeah, because like I said, coming from a black family, no, that's not necessarily,
yeah.
the typical. You think my kids can come out and just want to play heavy metal music and dress all dark, paint his fingernails black? No, no fucking black parents think that, dude. Let's just be logical, bro. Like,
Mhm.
not even trying to be on no race type of shit, but dude, like, it's just that's just what it is. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, they came from a background of gospel music, R&B music, and stuff like that. Learning hymns, learning how to play an instrument and go through the way of God, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. By all means, anybody can do that. That's fine if that's the way you wanted to go. But that's
Mhm.
not the way I wanted to go because I want to say going those styles and going those ways sounds more robotic than you just getting on the guitar and just learning and figuring out, riffs, chords, all this stuff, and then just finding a drum that you link with and can work with, and just start listening to music and getting your own influences from those musicians. I wanted to take the true renegade way. Like I even taught myself how to growl and scream by listening to bands that growl and scream. Like I didn't even what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if I knew that there was a certain growl or scream that I wanted to learn, I literally went and found a band who did that style
Mhm.
consecutively. Let's say like Lay to Rest.
Yeah.
That whole song and the way he changes between those songs and it changes between, the different styles of growls in that
Yeah.
song. That is the all out range I wanted all in all over like my foundation sound of
Mhm.
growls and screams. You know what I'm saying? That's where I wanted to be because that was a perfect mid to low high range to where if I wanted to at that younger age, I could have hit that high pitch like still but deep growl. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I could go low and it won't be a problem. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
my foundation is right there. Because anybody who knows Lamb of God, like that's pretty much where he's at. Because you like even you got to think if you ever heard Randy talk, he's
Mhm.
already got a deep voice. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to think on top of that, he's doing growls and screams, and he's actually got to bring his voice up a couple octaves out of his low range sounding of his normal voice to be
Mhm.
put himself in that mid range. So you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it just is what it is.
Yeah.
So
I could. I'm kind of with you there. I got a little bit of a late start myself. Like I don't think I got into bands until I was probably I'd say probably like my early to mid 20s is when I actually finally was like able to get into like start getting bands together myself, and it's so I can relate definitely there like on getting a late start, and it sucks
yeah,
now. It's
like I
like
wish I could because I mean I know I told my mom at a young age for New Year's Eve one year I was like, Mom, my New Year's resolution is that I'm gonna make sure the world knows who I am, no matter how I do it. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I want the world to know who I am. I guess in my young age, what I was trying to say is I want to make my stamp on the world known, and that I
mhm,
was here with a purpose. You see what I'm saying?
that yeah,
So
mhm,
with that being said, I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to know that when I leave this world that I left some piece of me behind that will forever be here as long as humanity lives, whether it
Hmm.
be my child, music, whatever. And then I turned around and told her that I wanted a drum set, and she was like, "Fuck no, it's not happening." So yeah, I mean, it's just no. She's like, "Well, where are you going to put it?" And I'm just like, "I don't know, in my room." Like,
Room, basement, back
yeah, I'll
porch. I'll
figure
figure it out.
somewhere out. I'm pretty sure as soon as I tell somebody, "Hey, I got a drum set," especially all the friends that I had that played guitar, they were like, "Yo, bring it over," because in that time of day, it was just like late '90s, early 2000s. At that point, it was still all right, man. Just bring the shit over. We do
Yeah.
whatever. Mom's going out for the night. We do whatever the fuck we want. It is what it is. And my
Hmm.
best friend lived directly across the street from me, so if I really
Oh
wanted
god,
a
there
drum
you
set,
go.
I could have just been like, "Yo, James, can I set this motherfucker up in your room?" Like he had a big enough room to where his bed was there. He could put a couch in there and still have his TV and make it look like a living room slash one like a whole living room slash bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like so I could have had
Yeah.
enough room to set up a drum set somewhere.
Oh
And
yeah.
his mom is like was cool as shit. So she wouldn't have gave a fuck. She probably would have like, yeah, go fuck ahead. I don't care, or wait till I'm at work or wait till I go out or something. I don't give a fuck.
Hmm.
So I mean we always had access and knew people because Frankie Dunn, the lead vocalist, he lived right up the street. And there was always a guitar, whether it was acoustic or electric. That's what I'm saying. Like with the band that I'm a part of, I grew up with these guys. My mom and my dad and my uncles and all of them grew up with Frankie and these guys,
Hmm.
going to school and all that stuff. So when I came along, I heard Frankie's and them music all my life. So it was either way to go. I was going to go that way anyway because I was
Yeah.
hearing guitars and drum sets and was just like, what the heck is that? And all my mom was saying, well, that's just Frankie Dunn and them back there making noise. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what is that noise? I
Yeah.
remember one time that Frankie's even told me that, they were down there playing music, and I literally found my way down there through my backyard to their back porch, just sneaky. I don't know how I got out of this. We was outside playing, and I found my way at like 2 or 3 years old, 4 years old, back that way when they were playing music out on the back porch, and he had to literally bring me back up the hill. You know what I'm saying? Like, and was like, dude, what are you doing here? Oh, hold on, what happened?
Huh? You good?
I lost my broadcast. Like for some reason, I'm trying to swipe away the notification on the phone so I can see.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
yeah, like it was
I
like
keep getting
blocking
mine on
half of
my
your
phone
face.
too.
All I was seeing was your mouth, dude. And I don't want to just stare at your mouth. And I'm just like, go away, notification. Like it wouldn't disappear. So, but anyway,
We'll just
um,
we'll do that there. We'll just get that
no,
on
you're good, dude. You're good now. You're
my
good, man. But because I'm actually trying to share this, like I'm actually got my other phone right here, and I'm sharing this and trying to just share it out and get the word out about United Ambition as well as just the interview in general. And that people can
That's
come
what's
to
up.
this and have interviews. Well, I mean, that's what it's about, man.
Hmm.
That's what I love the most about the rock and metal world. I guess that's what really draw me to it, even if they don't fucking know you, man, it's like
Hmm.
you're a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can come together under one premise and one premise only, and that's music.
Hmm.
That's what
Yeah.
I've always loved about it.
Yeah, it's
You
crazy
know,
because like metal gets such a bad rap for devil music, but it's like you come like
they hate everybody.
we
They're
are
racist.
the
They're this.
most
They're
like
that.
welcoming motherfuckers you could ever find. Like it
Right.
is the complete
Don't get me
opposite.
wrong. Don't get it wrong. In any kind of music genre, audience following, you're going to, of course, have your bias slash racist people who just so you can't knock that. I mean, it's
Hmm.
going to happen, and those are the ones that 9 times out of 10 stick out the most. They try to put the name out there for the whole of the
Yep.
masses, and it's not true. I've had many experiences. The majority of the people on my friends list on Facebook right now are people who I've met through music who have, literally have actually like, yo, dude, if you could just get in a vehicle and get your ass down here, I got your ticket to, Carolina Rebellion or, Epic Center, bring your ass.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I've, and being down there in a lot of these 3 day festivals, like, I strictly do not do 1 day festivals anymore. I got to do 3 day festivals. If
Hmm.
not, unless I'm throwing on my own show or, with my band, I do the 3 day festival
Yeah.
because that's where you meet the most loyal, cool, down to earth
Oh
ass
yeah.
people. Dude. This is not just, hey, for the weekend I can let loose and be. This is, I've met honest, true people who have been like that
Hmm.
through and through, not just at a show, but in their everyday life to any
Hmm.
and everybody. And people like that, they need to be known and be shown out in the world. Not
Yeah.
just for you know the negative, and that's for anybody in anything, in any subject. Of course, in everything, there's going to be your bad seeds that's
Yeah.
going to stick out and do dumb shit more so than the others. But don't make that's the whole masses, and that's what I loved
Hmm.
about going into it, because there's even been times where I've been still out change people's mind who did not like or want to hang out with black people. Not saying that they initially went out to try to do hate crimes to get them. They just
Yeah.
didn't hang out with them. And now their mind is just totally fucking changed. Like
Hmm.
completely. And that's another thing. You be surprised how much music can change things. And that's what I
Oh,
love about
absolutely.
it.
Hmm.
Especially the rock and metal genre of it all. Because if you think about it, all these iconic music movies are not about, oh, let's go on down to the farm, babe. No, it's not about
Hmm.
that. It's
Yeah.
most of them are like, I mean, granted, there are movies like that. They got Dolly Parton and historical ones. I'm not saying that they're not full out movies like that, but the most
Yeah.
iconic ones that have the premise behind it that they have put the biggest freaking impact have come from metal and rock or classic rock.
Hmm.
Think about it. Queen,
Oh yeah.
one of the most iconic bands of them all in the world, bro. Like the world. I
Hmm.
mean, granted, Rich Collum had AIDS himself, but they went and did one of the most iconic shows at Live Aid that is still
Hmm.
known to this day in
Oh
music
yeah.
history to be the most iconic show. And you see what I'm saying? I've not seen really too many shows or stories that have fit that, other than like, a few others like Dolly Parton and
Yeah.
a few of those that have made an impact. Not saying that country music has not made an impact on anybody's life. Please let's not take that away from this. But what I'm saying is that I have not seen ones of other genres other than, of course, Michael Jackson, Diana
Yeah.
Ross. They had to be. That's just one person with a what I'm saying, like we're talking
Hmm.
about bands,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, like multiple people in one group. Yeah, you got Prince and then his group that followed with him behind it. Yes, but that's just one name. What I'm saying, like that's just, it's different. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
yes, they have moved people, but just I don't feel like they have moved people in the way of rock and roll and you know
Hmm.
metal music has, like, because it's been made big stamps in my life as well as in many other people's lives. And that's why I guess another reason why I fall in love with. There's so many reasons why you fall in love with certain genres more than everything.
Hmm.
Uh, but for the most part, that's metal music is where it's at for me.
Yeah, that definitely feel you there. It's like it's this past year of not being able to go to shows and just being able to either see or do what I love has just been driving me up the fucking wall. And
Dude, it's been
I was talking to Smash. What's that?
been a year since I actually even been able to
Hmm.
play with my own band.
Yeah.
A year. Like I think this month marks a year fully that we have. COVID has hit. We cannot do nothing. We can't go to band practice. So
Yep. Yeah. It's what's today? The second. I think up here in Pittsburgh, it was I want to say like March 10th or something like that. Like it's creeping up on a year here. It's like but yeah, I was talking to Smash the other day, and she's like, you know what? Like it seems like lately you've become such a dick, and she's like, I think it's because you haven't been able to go like do what you love to do. I'm like, you know what? You're probably fucking right. It's driving me nuts.
I kid you not, that's probably my reason too. While I'm so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't touch me. Leave me the fuck alone.
Hmm.
No, no, I will not share. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dude. And then like, what I'm saying, also with me doing my radio show and seeing that people are still moving along with doing their music and stuff, that kind of hurts a little bit too, but I'm stoked because that's the way it should be no matter what. No
Mhm.
matter what. The scene should never die.
Yeah.
The music should never die out. You know, even
Hmm.
if you can't do your music anywhere, or anything, or anything like that right now, that's another reason why I created, Quarantine with Malaki. It's,
Hmm.
you know, for one, I have not seen in all these years of that we've had good enough technology to do so that there is a strict, not necessarily strict, but a more keen towards unsigned bands and developing bands
Hmm.
radio station.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. So that way, when these bands are out here and they, making these music videos, granted, yes, people are going to see them as much as they can as the band shares them or whoever does watch it shares them.
Hmm.
But that only goes so far. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like after so long that you can get a peek in it for a little while, and the next thing you know, it's like beep, it's
Yep.
dead. And then it just loses out. So why not have a radio station that goes live just about every freaking day, unless their work schedule changes, which mine does
Yeah.
frequently. Uh, you know, why not have that? I have the time to do so. Well, I did have the equipment, but yeah, my laptop is just like croaking out, and I'm losing fans because my laptop is croaking out on me in live shows and all that other stuff. So I just like I had to like right now my show is in hiatus, but
Mhm.
I will be trying to do everything I can to hurry up and get another laptop. Like I told you right before we started. But all in all, like I said, I started this because I didn't see anybody who wanted to dedicate time to this and corner this
Yeah.
part of the market. You see what I'm saying? But well, it's
Hmm.
not even the market, but of the music, and be able to, because eventually, Lamb of God and all these guys that are out here that are getting massively thrown down your throat every day, like Gojira and everything else, those guys are eventually gonna get old. They can't do shit, and
Yeah.
they're gonna eventually be like, they're gonna pull definitely be like Johnny Cash. I hurt myself today. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh, Eventually, like just like I feel like right now, Corey is like, if you notice that everything that Corey Taylor's doing, which he's just always been a wide range musician anyway.
Hmm.
He didn't just hide or mask himself away from doing other genres or colliding with other people that are in other genres. He's never done that.
Hmm.
But I've noticed, like, you gotta give it to Corey. The dude is getting older. Eventually, he ain't gonna be able to keep doing these growls and screams.
Yeah.
So guess what he's doing? He's laying down the foundation for himself to kick over to another genre that he don't have to necessarily do growls and screams anymore,
Hmm.
or do even any high risk, singing. You know what I'm saying? He could still, do his cleans and all that stuff, throw a little raspiness in it, but he don't have to, full out do, what I'm saying? You don't
Hmm.
have to like pull it from the depths. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, and hope to hit
Dude,
one
that
of his
would be
vocal cords.
that would be pretty cool to see somebody like the age of like Mick Jagger doing all that crazy screaming and shit.
Cannibal Corpse. They just released a new album.
Yeah.
And that dude is like, how old? Like, like he's
Yeah.
pushing it. He might be, borderline. He eats one wrong thing, he might get diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not young at all. And then you got James Hetfield too, but I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. He's
not
up
doing
there.
like strenuous growls and screams. I mean, full out like brutal growls and screams like Cannibal Corpse,
Hmm.
Agony, and all these other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers that are throwing out brutal pig squeals and shit like that. Like I want to
Yeah.
see one of you motherfuckers come out and do that. Like King Diamond, I'm waiting because
Ooh.
that dude is he's older. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he's still pushing the limits, doing octave chords. I mean, not
Hmm.
octave. Uh, what is it? Because he used to be an opera singer. Yeah, so yeah, he would like he's
Oh
doing
yeah.
opera
Okay.
type chords. Like his high range, all that stuff came from him doing opera before he did this.
Hmm.
So I wonder how much longer is he gonna last. I mean, granted, there's been a lot of people who have done, operas and all that stuff that, you know, have done it for a long time. But when is enough? Do you
Yeah.
know your limit? Do you know when your voice is like, all right, I can't take doing that anymore? And I'm not saying that Corey's at that limit yet with Slipknot and Stone Sour and all that, but he knows that that time is going to come. So why not set your stones in other genres that you know that you would be good at? He's even done a collab with somebody on a rap song that was bad fucking ass.
Hmm.
Can't remember what the name of the song is, but it is what it is. The
Yeah.
dude, fuck, he's thinking in the right mindset. Like, man, I'm getting older. I'm pretty sure what he's in his early to mid 40s. You know what I'm saying? If not mid
Easily.
to
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Somewhere
he's
around
somewhere in
there.
his 40s. So you got to think about that. Like, how long? When is enough that you need to be like, well, look, I don't need to go balls to the wall like that anymore, man. I want to be able to have a regular fucking voice as well as
Hmm.
still be able to keep doing my music until I can't do it any longer. You know what I'm saying? And then so that's why you see a lot of these bands that do nothing but these type stuff. They're just yeah, they might get at it, 10, 15 years successful, but then the thing is they fade out because, no longer can they, or they switch singers
Yeah.
because that singer has gotten too old and their body can't handle doing those type of vocals anymore. And I'm just trying to get my fun in before that time happens. Like,
Yeah.
my time is gonna come to where it's gonna be like, all right, dude, you can probably do some rock and roll, man, and a little bit of metal music, and do a little raspiness, but that's
Hmm.
about it, bro. You ain't gonna be going back into those, deep growls and all that stuff, bro. You can't handle it.
Yeah.
Your diaphragm is gonna collapse. It's like Captain Polyptian crystals are going to blow. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's yeah, getting old's a bitch. For
It
that's for
is.
sure.
I mean, I'm
So
34. I mean, so I'm not old yet, but still.
yeah, I'll be 32 next Tuesday, and it's I forget where I heard. I might have heard this on the radio or something, or some kind of online interview or some shit. I can't remember, but I heard somewhere it's like they took like a poll of like people in like their like late 20s, early 30s or whatever, and like they determined that like 30 is the new 60 or whatever, and I was like,
What?
I could damn sure feel that some days. It's like the aches and pains I'm
Right.
getting now. It's like, yeah, I can see that. There's days I feel 60.
No, some days I even feel like 75, man. Like I just had a hip replacement sometimes. But also
Hmm.
I did get hit by two vehicles. So I mean that could play a factor. But
Yeah.
but I don't know. I know. I mean, right now, like I said, I'm just trying to get it in where I can, if I can. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's why I mean I'm doing all this as well as I can't wait to get back to playing the music once this whole COVID thing is over with because I'm ready to hit another stage, man. Like I
I
miss it.
feel
I
that.
miss seeing the people out there in the crowd, and what I miss mostly is hearing people come up to me and saying, "Hey, man, that song that y'all just finished playing, really moved me."
Hmm.
That's what it's all about. You know.
Yep, for sure, man. That's definitely got the. I feel like a fucking like coke fiend, like just feeding. Like I got like I'm all just need to get back out there.
Right. It's just like, and then, like I said, seeing all these other people coming out, like with my boys from Tucson, Arizona, A Fall to Break, they just dropped new music video called Violence. And it's just like, man, seeing all you guys getting ready to go do this stuff, man, it's just like I'm about to relapse. It's like I feel like I'm sitting in rehab and I'm looking at this shit and it's like I'm about to relapse. I'm just about to just go out there and just run up on the stage of anywhere that there's a show going on, steal the guitar and tell the drummer to follow me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just whatever, dude. Like it doesn't matter. I just miss playing music, man, and it kills me so much.
Hmm. So I guess starting out, what were some of your like biggest obstacles or like things you had to overcome when you initially first started actually trying to get into music?
I think it was I mean, I don't know, man, because it was I was already well known around my music scene in the area, so it wasn't that difficult in the transition to me playing music. It was more along the factors of people believing if that I was going to fully go through with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Uh, like people knew that I like metal music, that I was slowly trying to learn how to play guitar, which I still am trying to learn how to play guitar. I think I'm 9 years deep in, and I'm still learning. But that's because that's only when I got the free time too. And then the music, like I said, that came pretty quickly because I was always singing and I always had the radio loud and I was always trying to match their key. Even
Hmm.
before I was like, oh, I'm going to become a singer in a band. At first it was I was going to become a drummer in a band.
Hmm.
So then got switched to I can sing. I feel like I got a decent voice. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it can be worked upon, but it can get better in time. I was more of that type of person of hands on,
Hmm.
and it did eventually got pretty good to where people were saying that I was pretty brutal with the growls and screams and uh my clean vocals I don't really like myself, but a lot of people say I have good clean vocals, but I mean that's if that's what they believe, then okay. But me, I don't like my clean vocals, but
I had I had a singer in a couple in a previous band that was like that. It's like he was a all he wanted to do was scream, and I was like, we were like, dude, why don't you just try some cleans? And he did, and he was like really fucking good. And it's like, you,
why
dude,
not?
like
Right?
you got a voice, and he was the exact same way. He's like, man, I fucking suck. Like, what the hell? Are you guys
Yeah.
higher
What
than
do
I am right now? It's like, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's just like in the scene, man. Like I said, the transition is different, especially knowing that you went and took some standard chorus training, and then you went and took standard band training with learning drums because I was determined to try to learn how to play drums for the longest time. And then once I got into middle school and I could do so, it was like I'm going to do it.
Hmm.
You know, so why not? And the thing about it is, I ended up aborting all that bullshit, all of it, and it was okay. That was
Hmm.
fine, because I ended up taking it on my own terms and doing it with patience, and then watching vocal coaches, and you know, learning from watching my boy Frankie Dunn and going to all his shows and learning his song,
Hmm.
and buying the CD and sitting there listening to it for hours on end on repeat. So that was where my training came from. Is like all the bands that I fell in love with, and who I wanted to be my influences. Those are the ones that I listen to the most. And took it from there. Once I knew that I could master, or at least master it good enough to go out and do it on my own with my own vocals or lyrics, and
Hmm.
I did. And ever since then, it's gotten better, and it just keeps going forward. And now, like I said, right now with me being on hiatus, I'm more along the lines of looking forward to laying the foundation of what I would love to do after I can't, do the growls and screams anymore, which is pretty much my radio show, Quarantine with Malachi, and actually be an outlet for unsigned and developing artists, even if they don't know that I'm doing it.
Hmm.
I just want the scene to stay alive and thriving
Yeah.
like it should always do. You know,
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is the one
absolutely.
supportive scene that is supportive of everything, all the
Hmm.
way down to single one person cancer patients. And that's the reason why I wear my fuck cancer bandana, to support people who went through cancer, and their family members went through cancer. Like I lost plenty of family members to cancer, including my dad. That's another reason why I wear that flag. Is for my dad, and then the little girl who was on stage with Five Finger Death Punch at the last year of Carolina Rebellion. I mean, it's movements like that that's
Hmm.
inside of a world who is described as a shitty, careless world that
Hmm.
makes me thrive and love both sides of the metal world. And that's another reason why I joined Legion of Solace, which I was in another club before that with the same people when we ended up starting our own thing. But Legion of Solace NPC, that's what we do. Like, we love music, we love supporting, we love doing what we got to do. And we're
Hmm.
slowly building our foundation right now to better ourselves, to better be able to provide for the unsigned bands in the scene and getting the word out about them and
Hmm.
whatever they're doing. That's why that's the reason why the Dark Mistress has it to where she does interviews, and then I have it to where I can do live Q&A interviews as well as I play the music, and I have it now to where I can do uh, the music video themselves. So when they go drop their music videos, it'll I feel like it'll be like an enticement for people to want to go out there and keep striving to do their music. So that way, even if they aren't planning on going famous, at least they know they tried and they had an outlet that was on some kind of public platform
Yeah.
out driving for them and giving them some way to do so. And by getting in all these metal communities,
Hmm.
uh, I feel like eventually, when it catches on to the right group of people, we can, it'll help to share it and know that it's this is not just for the United States, this is for around the world. That there's somebody out there, even if it's just one person, that gives a good goddamn about the underground
Hmm.
world more so than who is already out there and that is already providing and making, companies millions of dollars.
That's what's up, man. So,
Yeah.
hmm
Some people
uh,
let the money blind them. That's
yeah,
all I'm gonna
yeah. It's especially these days now where it's like it's just so hard for bands to like make money on shit. It's just like with streaming and all that. It's just like yeah, just they don't even think of the money factor of it.
Right. And then losing money on and stuff like that. Let's not get into that conversation. That's be a whole other hour by itself.
Yeah.
So, but it's fucking like I said, man. This scene has been the biggest influence and support in my life. You
Hmm.
know, and I don't want to see it die out as people already says that it has, and it
Yeah.
has. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. It's thriving,
Hmm.
even if it is quietly thriving. It's still
Hmm.
thriving. It's just needing the help to get it out there
Yeah.
more so than just from what's already out there. Whatever metal bands that are already out there that are from semi-famous to being full-blown Godsmack, Lamb of God, Cradle of Filth, you name it. That is played consecutively. You know,
Hmm.
on the radio stations and satellite radio. Every hour on the hour. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Granted, yes, you can find, of course, your one every now and again diamond in the rough radio station that doesn't have any repeats all throughout the day,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, that's few and
that's
far
far
between.
few in between. Yeah, yeah, it's far few in between. So why not? Especially if you already have, because it's not that hard to start your own little radio station.
Hmm.
Um, so I just thought about it, and I was just like, man, fuck this. I'm tired of being in my band and us going out here and spending all this money, and then we got to pay to put our music on Spotify,
Yep.
and pay something to YouTube to be able to have our music videos up there and do whatever else we need to do. And after so long, what I'm saying. And once you start getting high views after so long, YouTube gets cut of that. Yeah, you might get paid
Yeah.
from all these video watchings or whatever, blah blah blah, or whatever you create, but eventually YouTube gets cut of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm out here just trying to share the support of music. I'm asking the only time I'm even asking for any type of support is to buy my merch. That's
Hmm.
it. I don't for but there's people out here that are actually like trying to do these little back backyard underground radio stations where it's like, yeah, man, we'll play your request, but you pay me $5, we'll move it up to the top of the list and stupid stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's just like, man, nah, dude, don't try. I'm not here to get famous off of what
Hmm.
you create. I'm
Yeah.
here to make sure your shit gets seen. Granted, of course, yes, this show is going to take money,
Hmm.
but I don't need you to be, for your in order for your shit to be played, for you to pay me. No, whether
Yeah.
you come and
It's
buy my shirt or not,
yeah. It's if anything, it should almost be kind of like a donation, kind of like if you want to,
want
like
to, right? Yeah, if you want to,
yeah.
not hey man, pay me $5 and I'll move your request up to the front of the
Hmm.
list. No, it's not even that, man. And then, like I said, mine is request radio, so it's more along the lines for instead of you being just a listener, you can be an inactive, like an active listener. When I'm saying like an active
Okay.
listener, you ain't got to sit there and be like, John Boy and Billy, can you play this, that, and third? And you're not guaranteed to actually get through to even
Hmm.
actually talk to the person. At least for me being on the website and doing it through it like this, your stuff is guaranteed to be seen, and the more people that's in here and that helps bring or that you help bring attention to this platform, the better for not only you but me. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because I want my initial goal in all this is regardless of the merch, regardless of any of that shit, is that the more people is in here, is the more that people get to have their shit being heard and seen and the attention being brought to the name of that band. So that way, in some way, they will feel like all this money, all this blood, all this sweat, all this tears, all the equipment failure, all the bullshit
Hmm.
has paid off to some extent,
Yeah.
especially if I can get my platform to being up to where it's, you know, uh, even if it's just 1,000 or 1.5 thousand people, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
As long as there's a couple hundred to 1,000 people up in my show all the time, that's a successful goal to me. That
Hmm.
people love the show that much that they see that there's somebody out here who also knows how it feels to be on the artist side
Yeah.
of the gimmicks of all and hearing the gimmicks and all the bullshit and this, that, and the third. Well, I can help you to get famous. I can help you this, but for just a good part of 25 to 35% of what your income is needs to come to me. No, man,
Yeah.
fuck that. I don't want that. What I want is that you know that you have a trusted person out here who has seen both sides of it and wants to help you and make sure that you got what you need
Hmm.
because you don't see it anymore, dude. When's the last time you seen on public access TV? Somebody just going out there, saying, "Hey, local bands,
The
come on out there,
80s,
show me your
90s.
release." Early 2000s. That shit
Yeah.
is dead and gone. That's why I love my radio. That's the era that I came from, dude. I was born in '86, so you got to think by mid '90s, dude. I was listening to rogue radio,
Hmm.
like people who is just like renegades, like man, people don't like what we play, man, but fuck 'em, man, all this shit, dude. Like it is what it is. Like just we're gonna play some Rage Against the Machine, all this shit, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, and they were for the from everything from the big bands to the small bands. It was not a moment in the time that you didn't hear Rage Against the Machine. They were like, well, hey, there's this band from Seattle, Washington called You Suck My Balls, and they want to play their song Gut Rectomy or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
whatever. All it was as simple as, hey, get me your stuff and I'll play it. What happened to those days? Those are the
Yeah.
days that I miss. That
Hmm.
it was never a dull moment, even if there was full out days dedicated to just straight local music. I
Hmm.
miss those and they're gone. And that's what is truly needed back
Oh yeah,
in this.
I say that shit all the time. It's like I wish I could I could go back to like the '80s because like I with my dad like I grew up listening to all the the Aerosmith, Sammy Hagar, Motley Crue, all that shit. It's like I love the fucking '80s and just how I mean, not even like the
How
whole
easy it was. It was
yeah.
easy.
It's like there was so many small clubs you could just go to like so many different shows and just everybody knew each other. It's like
And then all you got to do is just be like, hey man, where's the closest local radio station where it was just you literally saw the fucking owner every fucking day coming in,
mhm,
unlocking the goddamn door, letting in the DJs and
yep.
all that shit. And they sit there all goddamn day and say, hey man, even if in that time it was like, hey man, look. I know y'all go live and y'all play, rock and roll and all that stuff at this time and there. If I give you my album right here, right now, and I give you, so, 30, $40, make sure it gets at least played, and
Hmm.
they'll do it. You see what I'm saying? And even sometimes they didn't even take payment. They're just like, submit your music, send me a tape,
Hmm.
or send me a CD or whatever, and we'll play it on our local, whatever day we play our local music.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
nobody does that anymore. So that's what it was like, man. That shit should have stayed. That should have been something that should have been supported and stayed there, because could have been the most awesomest outlet to bring people in that want to be out there and play music and to be heard, even if they're as a
Hmm.
local. And no matter how long they're local, they can still have a place to say that, hey, we made a music video. It's out there. Go check it out. Go look for it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Instead of just being like, hey, let's roll these dice. No whammy, no whammy, no crap out. Yeah. Oh shit. 7 again. You see what I'm saying? Like, it
Yeah.
is what it is, dude. Like, it just sucks. Because, like I said, I even say it on my show all the time, man. Yeah, these people go out here and they put thousands of dollars into their recordings, and then they go put them up on Spotify, and guess what? Eh, sorry for your luck, buddy, but you're paying for that verification account on Spotify every month to put your music up there every
Hmm.
month, and you only got how many listeners? Oh, 12, and that's not even guaranteed if those 12 listeners are listening every day. I'm not saying that
Hmm.
Spotify make money off of Spotify, but I think you do, kind of, if I'm not mistaken. But
It's like a fraction of a cent.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying. The point is you're going on a roll of a dice, which, granted, being in the music industry in general is a roll of dice,
Hmm.
but there are those, like I said earlier, diamonds in the rough, who are out here trying to do it the right way, how they feel that the local bands and the upcoming developing bands should be treated,
Hmm.
and have the opportunities to share their music and be heard, and not have to worry about the bullshit of, well, how much do I gotta pay to make sure you put
Hmm.
my shit in rotation for at least a month? So that guarantees me some listeners on your radio station or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. The point is everything's a roll of the dice. Even YouTube is a roll of the dice.
Hmm.
Put it on Facebook, and just making you a band page on Facebook is a roll of the dice. It's not a promotion scheme. It's not any. It's all a roll of the dice. You can sit there and promote all you want to, but until that other person actually sees good enough shit from you, or blah blah blah, whatever the case may be, they're not prone to hit that like button, or
Hmm.
follow you on Spotify. But at least if you come in here and the show turns out to be awesome and people really like it, and people build to, the audience builds, that's a guaranteed, at least every time that show goes, that your song is going to be heard, and you're guaranteed at least
Hmm.
maybe get 2 to 10 to 20, if not 30 followers from your music video being played or your song being played. You
Hmm.
know, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah.
plenty of bands out here that I've just went down. I call it tumbling down the rabbit hole. There's been just by tumbling down the rabbit hole. There's so many bands that I came across that's on Spotify that not only has low numbers on Spotify, but low numbers on YouTube and low numbers on Facebook. And then
Hmm.
you can see that they're sitting there promoting like hell, but nothing is being seen or
Hmm.
cared about. But if they had an actual proper platform that not only plays their songs or plays their music video, but they can actually come on and be interviewed too, and it's going live. And I'm, like I said, I'm planning on, once I do get another laptop, I plan on being not only on here but YouTube
Hmm.
and Instagram. So there's gonna be multiple platforms, because right now in this age, there's some people who just strictly go for lives on YouTube. There's strictly people who go for just lives on Instagram, and
Yeah.
people just go with the lives on here on Facebook. There's just certain demographics that some people like to listen to their music through, or experience their music through, or
Hmm.
whatever. So I'm gonna try to use those 3 platforms to run my platform on. Why not? It's getting the music out there. It's getting
Yep.
them to be known and seen. And that's my
Exactly.
whole thing in this all in together. I can care less of me somebody coming to find me, man. We're liking the rawness of your radio station. Can we sign you to a? No, I don't give a fuck about that shit. That's not what my intentions are. My intentions are just to get music out here, and that's what I love the most. That is the music.
It's
So I'm not worried about that.
definitely what the scene needs nowadays. Just people pushing other artists and stuff out there.
Right, because like I said, I'm an artist, and right now everybody's like, it's a fucking, it's like right now we're in a gauntlet, dude, and we're
Hmm.
all these bands from local to even bigger name bands. It's just like, hey, you back up, I'll shank you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and it's
That's
just
one. That's one thing I think is kind of like sad nowadays. It's like, back in the day, it's like even maybe like 15 years ago, it was still like this. It only seems like recently it's like the music scene turned from like, what was so many bands just helping each other out. It was just one big family. It's like bands pushing other bands, and now it's like it turned into a fucking competition instead of like, an actual like a family, a
I'm sorry, I'm
scene,
looking for my
people
lighter.
wanting to. What's that?
I'm sorry, I'm not, I'm listening. I'm just looking for my lighter.
Oh, you're good. But
All
like,
right, go
yeah,
ahead.
it's like instead of it, everybody wanting to help each other out, it's like a competition now. It's like what the fuck changed? It's like, I 10 years ago I could play a show and it's like all the other bands and like are willing to help each other out. Everyone's like, actually hanging out with each other, and it's like now it's like, you gotta click here, click over there. This person don't like that person, fuck them. Like
Like, yeah, no,
it's
I don't
it's
want to fuck
it's
with them.
fucking
Or
sad.
even, yeah, and it's that's what I'm saying. Like I've noticed in the many of not even before COVID, dude. I mean, people just getting to the point where they're just like, fuck them. We're not going to share them or say anything about them because that's less people that's going to come to us.
Hmm.
And they need to stop looking at it like this. Because I mean, like, think about it. Imagine how those people did. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that movie called Almost Famous, but it's with Gwyneth Paltrow, and she was known as Penny Lane. And you see them all in this backstage area where these people who are just everyday people are even back there too, hanging out with these guys, not even press anything. And all these bands are like getting together, and when they go stay at all these hotels, they're partying with each other. They're best fucking friends. Hey brother, I
Hmm.
ain't seen you in a while. Hey Red Dog, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's just like they're like brother cousins and people that are just finally coming back to a family fucking reunion.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what happened to those days, man? What happened to is like all for one and one for all. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
wish
not.
I
It's
knew.
like right, dude. Like, because I mean, and then, like I said, now it's a battle. It's like, dude, if y'all selling anything worth a damn, that y'all might be somewhat of a threat, that y'all might be known before us. We don't want to share you. We don't want nothing to do with you.
Yep.
We fuck you. Blah blah blah. No, man. It's just like if we all, as I said, if all that shit was pushed aside and changed, you know, the scene would thrive 10 times, if not 20 times more
Hmm.
better than what it already does
Yep,
or already has.
absolutely.
But now, like
Yeah,
I
because
said,
it's like,
every new age that's coming in here is just like my.
yep.
Yo, and if they don't have it, they throw a temper tantrum. And then if they do get a little bit of fame, their fucking heads become this goddamn big, dude. And it's just like, no,
Hmm.
we ain't doing no interviews. We won't do this. We won't do that. No, no. I want jelly beans, yellow ones, only yellow ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. Like, really, dude, is that shit really going that much to your fucking head?
Hmm.
And you're not even signed yet. Like, dude, just because you got a little bit of a following, you're standing strong, people are starting to talk about you, you're still letting the shit get to your fucking head. That's why I feel like a lot of people love our band because we've done all this stuff. I just listed off a shit ton of people that I play with you with.
Hmm.
But that doesn't change me from being a down to earth, humble person. It's not like I go
Yep.
around, I can play with Lamb of God, y'all ain't worth shit. Fuck you. Really, dude? Like, god damn, dude. We out here just trying to do the same thing as you. Put our music out
Hmm.
there and hope somebody likes it enough to where it says, hey, man, that impacted me in my life some way, somehow.
Hmm.
All it is. And a lot of these bands that are coming out here they are dropping off some shit. and they are humble ass people. They're really good people. Yeah, some of them are. And like I said, in everything, there's always some bad seeds. And then you have your bad seeds who just think that they're top notch shit and they can't be touched. You know, they can't.
Definitely, I know a few people like that.
Right, so
It's like, hey, you are really just a fucking joke, but I ain't gonna touch on that right now.
that's what I'm saying. And I feel like those are the ones that are posers. Like, because like I said, by us doing all this stuff and all that, we could have got a big ass hit and said, nah, fuck everybody. Next show we want, 5 grand before we can even step foot in the door and put our
Uh-huh.
instruments together. You know what I'm saying? We could have
Yep.
done all that bullshit. No.
Hmm.
You know how many times my lead singer has actually that I've seen from in my whole entire life of following this band. That man has had a couple of opportunities with contracts. You know what he did? He took him to the next show that he did and wiped his ass with him, threw him out in the crowd. Like real shit, you know what I'm saying? Like he literally wiped his ass with the contracts. I think if I'm not mistaken, he probably wiped his ass with one of them and said he's gonna send it back to the fucking agent. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Frankie, Frankie has shown me a new way on life to see the music scene, and I'm glad that I saw it that way compared to seeing it in any other way, shape, or form, or taught any other way, shape, or form. Because I feel like that method of learning it has kept me humble through any of the successful things that I've done in my life with the music scene. You see what I'm saying? Like some people
Yeah.
just don't when to just shut the fuck up and be humble, man. That you're
Mhm.
actually blessed that you're doing something like this. That God gave you enough talent to do so, and that you
Yeah.
should share. You shouldn't sit here and be, gluttony about it. You should
Hmm.
share. Help your other bands out. Help other people out who have that gift. And the more
Yeah.
people that come together, the more that we can throw shows on. You know what my ultimate gift, not gift, my ultimate fucking, I guess, gift to, yeah, I guess gift to the music world would be is that we can get back to the days to where it's the bands putting on these big ass fucking Woodstock like festivals. It's the
Yeah.
band that are throwing these single day festivals, and all the money is guaranteed going to the bands and
Yeah.
the single guys, and nobody's getting a cut. I mean, like straight up, legit badass 3 day festivals, and it's the bands or people who are tied into bands and knowing that all this money is going to go strictly. Of course, everybody's going to the main people who are doing the property. Some people are going to get cuts. But I'm
Yeah.
saying that it's not going to be strictly, hey, well, let's more of it's going to my pocket, and you maybe only get like 30 or 40 bucks for selling a shit ton of tickets for me. Yeah, thanks.
Yep. Yep.
No, motherfucker, what? Hold on. I just sold 2,000 tickets for you, and you only gonna give me fucking how many?
Hmm. Yep.
Uh, yeah, I think you need to give me some more money and some sucky sucky. Love me long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, dude, that's not how it works, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want. That's my initial goal and dream that I would love to see that it gets back to the point, as well as it's the goal and dream of my club to where we can eventually have our own property tour. We can do a 3 day festival and hold up a large amount of people on our property. And even do, 1 day festivals and line up, and have, Black Label Society and them come to our own headquarters slash venue. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And everybody gets paid, and that actually gives the opportunities for unsigned bands to play with bigger bands
Yeah.
because that's all it would be is we would get 1 to 2 big name bands, and the rest would be unsigned bands and developing artists. It
Hmm.
wouldn't never go past the point like you know never having unsigned bands in it. You see what I'm saying? Like we have just strictly opportunities to where hey, we get a couple awesome headliners to come in and do the show to draw in big enough crowds that would like to stay there all day and watch the whole entire show and actually be enticed to want to find new bands to listen to. Because there's been many times, you know how many times just with Ginger alone, bro, just Ginger alone, excuse me,
Hmm.
that I listened to Ginger. Just Another was the first song I ever came across. You know how many times right after that it was just like, yeah, you ever listen to Ginger, bro? Yeah, bro, I listen to Ginger. I've listened to them many a times. I love them. That's one of my favorite fucking bands. And you go to another person, man, have you listened to that dude? It's like, all right, god damn, dude. Like, when are they gonna stop shoving shit down people's fucking throat already? Like, we get
Mhm.
it. We know. We all can use the same goddamn Spotify. You don't have to shove it down our throats in that much. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Can we get some other new shit in there? Or, hey, Gojira has put out, their 16th fucking album. Don't get me wrong, love Gojira, love all these bands that I'm naming off. But when is it the time to, all right, now, these are the only ones that are putting out albums. We need to start getting newer shit in here, other than,
Mhm.
the bands that you do call up, and then you end up just using, having them around for so long, or a backup to keep bringing you in money, back revenue for your back pocket, and then you still work with these other big bands and all this shit, but they're still signed to your record label, but you're not pushing them as much because they're not pulling in as enough revenue as Lamb of God or whoever else is a part of
Yep.
that fuck, you know, record label. And it sucks. It should never be like that. If anything, the
Mhm.
band should be able to go out there and know that every show that they get to, they're gonna be goddamn guaranteed a fucking meal and some money, you know what I'm saying, from the venue themselves, not from them selling their merch, but from
Mhm.
the venue themselves. Period.
Yeah.
Because obviously, because on to be honest with you, some of these venues don't realize that just because you're the venue doesn't mean that you should not be promoting and advertising that you're having a show with this band coming on.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these places slack on doing their part on that, and that's what's
Yeah.
fucked up too. Like, it's like, everybody, if you're going to get into this and you're going to do it, you need to give it 110%, or don't do it at all, or put yourself in a position where that you're only wanting to do the percentage that you have. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right now, like I said, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. It's like a podcast slash radio station, and this is what I can give because I still got to, take care of my responsibilities in this house as well as my child. So I'm giving my percentage, other than when my band goes back to playing music. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving that then. So, it's just what do you like? That's the thing. It's just, are you really dedicated to this, or are you not? Or you just
Yeah.
like the feelings and the attention you get from saying that you're dedicated to this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
for real, I wish my show was popular enough right now to this day to where I can quit a nine to seven job and fucking go and just work from home for research, waking up at 10, 11 o'clock in the fucking morning or whenever the fuck I feel like, and get on my laptop and just search for new bands that I'm going to play on my show the very next day or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, I
That'd
would
be
love to be
nice.
able, I would love to have that because that's what I
Mhm.
love to do. My cooking abilities and my culinary arts degree was not supposed to be used or go into effect until it was like, all right, I'm done, breaking my neck every night, head banging. I'm done, jumping around up and off in fucking speakers. All right, I'm gonna go relax and just, stand for 12 hours in front of a hot stove. That's just
Mhm.
gonna be my fallback. Something that I can still do to get out of the house and feel productive. Um, and now that's, you know, became vice versa. I'm
Yeah.
cooking and trying to, stay alive and play music. So it's a tussle, man, and I'm trying to do. And I know from the struggles that I've been going through, I would like to at least have put something out there to where I know that people have somewhere to take their music to, and it be guaranteed to be heard or played with no cost to them.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, definitely, definitely something that's well needed and should be a lot more of. So I guess to kind of close this out, 'cause hit over an hour now. I guess what's some advice you can give to either people starting out, don't not really sure what to do, or even I guess any advice you can have for people that have maybe been grinding at it for a while, but might be, hit a rut or maybe are in a rough patch and are having doubts. What's some advice you
Well,
can give
I say
to?
that I can. That's actually a perfect fucking question, really, because I'm going through that struggle, which anybody who is starting out in their own endeavors and trying to be their own entrepreneur is going to deal with trials and tribulations and hardcore times where you're depressed and down in yourself. Well, like I said, I'm sitting here with a busted freaking laptop that can't do nothing, can't run nothing more than one thing at a time, or it's going to freeze. And struggling with being able to, work my job to make enough money to buy a new laptop because hey, laptops are expensive,
Mm-hmm.
especially if the ones that you need to do what you need to do. But uh, just don't give up, man. Like I said, I had to sit here and tell myself this very thing: don't give up, man, because the more and more you strive, the more and more somebody's going to eventually see that and see that you've then sat there and paid your dues and went through the struggles of you doing a show and zero people are there, but you're still going out there and giving it 110%. Or that you only got one or two people there and you're very struggling, or your last merch shipment that you just did, it cost you more than you actually profit from, or whatever. It does not matter. Those are just nothing but walls and hard times that's going to make you stronger to deal with even more hard times. Because the more and more you get up there and the more and more you get noticed, the more and more problems there's going to be. And there's going to be tougher, walls to climb over. Sometimes there won't be a rope to get your stuff over there. You just got little nips and little tucks to be able to get your fingers in there to get up there and hope and pray that you don't slip and fall all the way back down to the bottom. So just keep your head up and keep pushing. Because, like I said, I just went through this myself not even a couple days ago when my laptop finally was just like, no, sir, you're not going to sit there and run OBS. You're not going to run voice meter. You're not going to run, Chrome, and then inside Chrome, you're not going to run Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify at the same time. No, 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 no. That's no. Mm-mm. We're going to shut your computer down. We're going to melt it. We're going to fry your CPU, or it's going to freeze on you. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then having to deal with that. Like I told you before we started, I had to deal with that even actually going through my shows to where I had to fully take an hour, like the whole entire rest of the hour. I'm sitting there talking to everybody just to get music back playing, just to play a 10 extra 15 minutes just to make it up to them for having to deal with listening to me talk.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, you just got to keep pushing. You got to deal with all the struggles and the hard time, and you're gonna find your true friends and your true callings of friends or supporters through that are going to stick through you day in and day out, no matter what it is, no matter how messed up your show is, because they know that you are here for one and one true movement only, and that's just to keep the music scene alive, no matter whether it's helping you to raise in popularity or not. So all I'm saying is, people, just keep your head up, stay strong, keep pushing. Of course, you're going to have times where you can't even say that to yourself, but just know that if you got the strength to dig yourself up out of any hole, this ain't nothing but another hole. And it might be a little bit deeper than what the rest are, but you'll get up out of there and you'll keep it moving. And that's all
Hell
I
yeah.
got
Hell
to
yeah.
say. Just stay strong. That's
That
all
was
it is, man. And stay metal. You
fuck yeah, man.
gotta stay metal all through and through. You gotta have thick skin through it, man. Because if not, you're gonna be. I mean, the internet alone, if you don't have thick skin, you're just gonna be swallowed up to the masses. So especially if you're going to try to go on an endeavor like this, you're going to have people who are going to call you posers. You're going to have people who are going to call you a fake. You're going to have people who just don't care and try to play fake like they support you to try to get into what they think might be a good endeavor for them to kind of escape some money out of. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, just stay strong, push through all the bullshit, and stay metal, and you'll be good to go, man. You'll find the true people who want to be there and support you, who are true supporters of the music scene in general, not just the mandatory shit that's out there now that has already been paying for over 10 years and is
Mm-hmm.
already sitting pretty inside of a nice mansion with a couple of Ferraris. You see what I'm saying? Like it's time to start pushing the ones that are lower and that are out here putting in work every day after work. Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, even 8 hours a day, a night recording the stuff out here, and they're rolling the dice and hoping and praying that it happens. It does a lot of times. But like I said, man, just stay strong, everybody. And uh, one thing else is DJ Malachi will be back soon. Quarantine with Malachi will be getting figured out, and we will be back up and running.
Hell yeah,
Oh, but go
man.
check out Legion of Solace NPC if you want to know more about that. Yeah, definitely.
Feel free to get whatever plugs you want to in bands, pages, whatever. Go ahead and throw all that out there.
Oh yeah, Legion of Solace NPC, Legion Hour, Dark Mistress, Smash Attack Radio. Got to give a shout out to Smash Attack Radio.
Hell yeah.
Anybody, any artists that end up coming in here and checking this out, man. If you want to look for somebody who gives you great deals on merch, shirt wise, go check out CDP Screens. Uh, check out whoever you can, man. Do your research on your own and find you. There's plenty of people around here that is trying to make their own hustle in any way, shape, or form that is still going to give you good prices and not rip you the fuck off.
Mm.
And CDPs and screens is right where it's at. That's one of them. And just like I said, just do your research for it and come check out Quarantine when I come back. I also give out information and stuff like that too. You know, anything that I find for myself, I make sure I throw it to the masses so that way we all can eat.
Hell yeah, man. All right.
My dog's barking. I'm sorry. I was just like, what the hell are you barking at? Sorry, but yeah, man. Other than that, thank you for taking your time to interview me, and this is a blast. And I hope to come back again sometime soon.
Oh yeah. Anytime, brother. And you could I don't know if I have you on Facebook or not. If not, I'll add you. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
think
got
yeah, we haven't added each other yet. No, but I've heard of you, and then I was like, oh, I need to add him, but we have not officially added each other yet. But yes, yeah, we can
okay.
add each other now, definitely for
Yep.
sure. We didn't had
Yeah.
an hour talk, man. We that's kind of a bromance right there, bro. No. But anyway, yeah, man. I look forward to seeing more stuff coming out of United Ambition, man. Like y'all doing great things, and I am really pleased to be a part of this and being able to come on and do an interview for you guys. I feel like that's pretty fucking awesome. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for coming on, taking the time out of your day. Yeah, it's Smash definitely busts her ass with this, and I know it's one of
Oh
her
yes,
many babies that
yes, yes, it is. So many
so
shouts out to her and thank you. I'm still out here. I got my Smash Attack stickers around here. I got to find somewhere to stick them up first because I don't want to just put them anywhere. I
mm,
got my wristbands and all that stuff sitting around here with the rest of my stuff. I don't want nothing lost, so I put it up because I know I'm a klutz and lose stuff. So don't want to do that. And so I got
gotta
all my stuff put up neatly
stick it
and
up where
just like.
people are gonna see it.
Right, yeah. Well, eventually I'm put it into some frames and stick it up on my wall in here in the studio, so that way other people can see it and I won't lose anything. Uh, so yeah, that's gonna all be coming. So I look forward to seeing more stuff to you guys, man. I hope that this gets just as much as attention as the rest of Smash's other babies, and y'all just go on to to strive and get on to bigger and better things, man, and have bigger and better things happen for all around the things that y'all guys are doing.
Okay, man. Yeah, definitely. Lots of stuff in the works for. I mean, everybody from Smash, myself. I got all kinds of stuff I'm working on now, and
Oh well, dude. Like I said, add me, man, and then come at like the Legion of Solace page. My platform is all open, bro. It's the Quarantine Malachi. You can always share anything with music, anything. It's full fledged. It open up to the world for any and everybody to come in and drop their links to their music coming into the live feeds. It does not matter. Even with Legion of Solace, you can always send us a message, brother. We'll share whatever you got going on. That's
I'll
what we're
definitely
for.
I'll definitely hit all that up later on. I'll like, share, and get on all that for sure.
And I'll be
So,
like sharing and all that things from you guys too. All
all right, man.
right,
Well,
brother.
thanks for hanging out for the last hour and 19 minutes now.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I always got an hour out for some music, brother. Always. I'm always down to jam and talk about some music. So yeah. You guys take it easy, man. And to all the people who have come in to watch, many blessings to y'all guys for coming out, hanging out with us, man. Hell to the metal guy, bro. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, man. Take it easy. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Andy Ranged. This is Malcolm Wood. Later.
Later.
Did it end? All right. Why is this?